Introducing the Leadership Elite, composed of Chris, Shannon, Mike, Kathleen, Yulia, and Josh.
Social change project we chose to deal with deals with making the lives of transfer students coming to the University of Minnesota a smoother process. We recognize there is not one answer for every transfer student. Our purpose is to educate incoming transfer students on how the university system is set up, things to consider while taking classes at your previous college or colleges, and give lesser known tips on how to get into the University of Minnesota. In the rest of our video, we'll show you the old University of Minnesota transfer website. We'll give you reasons why we chose this social change project. We'll have interviews of former transfer students. One of our members will show you how to improve the current transfer system, and then we'll have a tutorial of our website, and then sum up everything with a conclusion at the end of our video.
For our social change project, we decided to choose the topic of transfer students because we had some group members who were transfer students and we wanted to see some improvements in the system. For contact information and references, we contacted the Assistant Transfer Admissions, Heidi Meyer, and the Assistant Director of Orientation Transfer Experiences, Katie Graham. To understand the transfer experiences, we interviewed Kathleen, Shannon, and Chris. So guys, tell us what your experiences was like transferring into the U of M.
I transferred from North Dakota at the semester, so my experience was a lot different than other people's. I had applied and my big worry was that there was just no communication once I turned my application in. I turned it in September and I did not hear back, and so I continued to call the U of M, where I kept getting transferred to different numbers. I wish that there would have been a direct line that I could have contacted and made it a little easier, smoother transition for me. Once I was actually admitted, I found out on the phone from me calling, so I also felt like there was no communication between student and the admissions. It was all the students' side. So that's something that it was a really confusing and frustrating transition for me.
My story is basically the same as Kathleen's. I transferred from St. Ben's, but I actually applied in October of 2009 to transfer it to the U of M. And I didn't hear until April of 2010 that I was actually accepted. But when I talked on the phone with my admissions counselor, she said I technically was accepted right away in October. They just never let me know. I was never given an email, a letter, a phone call. It was the same as Kathleen. It was me doing all of the work.
I actually had a little bit different experience. I thought the transfer to the University of Minnesota was pretty good on the U of M side. Everything I got was received on time. My emails and everything came really easily. And the problem I had was from the community college side. The University of Minnesota was never actually really shown as an option. They never emphasized it, which is something I wish they had done, because I would have started taking certain classes like language and math classes and maybe writing intensives a little bit earlier. So as a result, I came into the U of M a little bit behind, and it didn't really give me an option but to graduate in 5 years.
This is the old University of Minnesota transfer site, or not really the old one, but the current one. As you can see, it is really impersonal, and there's a ton of information, a lot of links, and some of them you don't even really need, or at least at the time of transferring. So I'd like to show you this before we get into our website, so you can really look at the differences and see what separates our website from the traditional transfer website. What you see here is our website's main page, which includes our mission statement, and below that our video. The really important piece of our website is the sidebar on the left hand side, which you can see. The top piece, which is kind of cut off, is helpful resources, which is a link to different pages at the U of M that really guide you in your application process. Below that is the transfer criteria, which are key components that the university staff analyzes when you apply. Below that is Meet the Creators, just describing who we are from the leadership class and why we decided to do this, like we've talked about previously in the video. Inside tips or tips from us, and then below that are more interactive pieces, which we thought were humorous things about transferring. and a discussion board, which we would really encourage you to check out and post your opinion.
So while the University of Minnesota does a great job, overall a great job with their transfer students, there are some ways that they can actually improve. And I think one of those ways is educating community college advisors on what to tell their students so that they can go to the University of Minnesota with all their requirements fulfilled, have it just an easier transition as well. My experience from a community college setting, basically what ended up happening was I didn't have enough credits. I served the credits to actually get into the University of Minnesota, but none of them technically transferred into the goals. So there needs to be a little bit more awareness on what actually transfers to the U of M, a little bit better cohesion with the MNSCU system and the University of Minnesota system as well.
And coming to you live from campus, the dorms that is, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. I hope we provided you with some interesting and at least helpful resources. And check out our website. Please tell your friends. And thank you on behalf of the Leadership Elite.